My guest today is Dr. Mandy Griffin. I love saying that.
Oh, it's funny. It's only the only few times I can use it appropriately, I think, is music things. So, yeah, Dr. Griffin.
Well, Mandy, it's lovely to have an opportunity to catch up with you. You're always busy. You were busy when you were singing, and now when you're encouraging others, you're even busier. But something a bit special happened yesterday. Tell us about this, because this was a real personal triumph, I know, for you, wasn't it?
It was a personal triumph. Well, for some years now, I've been entering the piano classes, always coming last, reliably coming last, I think, for everyone else who's in it. I'm enthusiastic rather than skilled. And yesterday, Neil Tavern and I entered the accompanied leader class, which is where the piano and the voice are judged at the same time. Now, admittedly, we were the only entrants in the class, but we came first with 88 marks, and there was a separate cup for the piano, which I got. And on the remark sheet, it said "excellent piano playing." So I feel I can retire happy now.
Mandy, congratulations. I can well understand how special that is. But what I also think is really good. You've been successful in the Cleveland Medal Test and in lots of other classes across a great diversity of music. And you could rest on your laurels quite comfortably. You know, you're only young, but you could say, well, I've achieved so much. But the fact that you will go on and perfect another discipline, I think that must be quite inspirational for your pupils.
Well, I sort of think I'm asking them, a lot of them, to go outside of their comfort zone by entering the guild. And I think it's important that I show them that I'm willing also to put myself outside of my comfort zone. And it's a good challenge for me as well to be working on trying to expand. You say perfect, I'm never going to get there, but trying to expand my skills anyway.
Well, of course, the other thing that has happened to you recently that must just have been so special for you is your new role as conductor of the Isle of Man Choral Society. And you've just had your fabulous concert with the Isle of Man Symphony Orchestra, which was so successful. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, goodness, well, what an honour and what a privilege. I never dreamed in a million years that was something that would ever happen. It's been in the offing for a little while. Obviously, it was before COVID. I knew I was going to take over, but then that happened and various things have happened. So, yeah, I took over officially October 2021. We did Mozart Requiem and Weber Jubel Mass only a few weeks ago, actually, 2.5 weeks ago, I think it was, here at the Villa, which was great. And just conducting the choir and the symphony orchestra, I still can't quite believe it happened, but it did, and it was great.
Well, it did, and there were lots of appreciative comments. I cannot begin to think what skills are needed to conduct even a small choir or an ensemble, but to hold together a big choir and a full orchestra. I don't know, how do you do it?
Well, it's not something I've done before. I did conducting at university, and I did a little bit of orchestral conducting there, and I've done a bit of choral conducting since then, but I've never done the two together. So I got back in touch with my old professor of conducting from university days. He's semi-retired now, but with the magic of Zoom, we had some sessions. He's conducted the Mozart Requiem over 40 times, so he's a real Mozart specialist, and we worked through it by Zoom. We worked through the score, we worked through looking out for the instruments and the choir at the same time, and that was invaluable. We had sort of 3 or 4 sort of 2-hour sessions really working on it, and then I was really lucky here because Julian was a great support and mentor, and other people like Graham Kirkland have been so supportive, and the symphony orchestra themselves were so welcoming and so great. So again, it's a skill I'm learning and I'm going to keep developing. I think I had my L plates on for this concert, maybe my R plates for the next one.
You can go around the villa at 50 miles an hour then.
Yeah, I think so.
But so is it an annual concert, or will you be doing other things in between times?
It's an annual concert with the Choral Society. So the Society usually rehearses from September until the concert, which is end of March, beginning of April usually. And then we have the summer off, so we'll be starting again in September. It's quite nice to have that concentrated rehearsal period, and we know we rehearse once a fortnight, a little bit more in the run-up to the concert, but we know then that that's when we rehearse, and people can kind of plan accordingly around that.
As the conductor, how much influence do you have over the programme?
Oh, well, we're going to be selecting next year's programme very soon, next year's programme very soon. So I come up with some suggestions. At least this is, I understand how it works. This is kind of my first time of doing it. And then the committee, there's a committee of about 10 people, sort of have a think through those and have the final say of things they think the choir will enjoy singing and pieces they know. So I've had some ideas and I'm getting ready. I feel it's a bit like Dragon's Den and I have to kind of pitch my ideas to the committee as to what we might do.
But that is another strength that you bring to it because you've got a great musical knowledge, and you might very well think of something that you could see that working that maybe they wouldn't think of. So that's an extra strength, isn't it?
Well, I think it's always good to have a new take on things and a fresh take on things, and I'm hopeful. There are some new choral works. I know the choir have done some new choral works before, so I think that'll be something we'll be looking to do alongside the more traditional choral works. We'll probably look to do some newer works as well.
Yeah, because it has to be a mix that the audience have to be familiar with something, because people do often come because they like a particular composer or they like a particular work. And of course, soloists. We're blessed with so many strong singers when you're looking for pieces that require soloists. So is that something else you'll be involved in?
Yes, definitely. I got to select the soloists this year, which was great. And so we had Ruth Tickle singing soprano, Jane Main was singing the alto, which was lovely, Neil Taverner and Graham Crowe. Oh, in fact, Neil Taverner's a baritone, but he sang tenor in one of the pieces. He's very versatile. Graham sang the bass in both pieces. And then Lorcan O'Mahony, who people know best for being in musicals and being a rock singer, he's stepping into being a classical tenor. He's quite enjoying it. He's done a couple now, so he also did that too. But really, we are spoilt for choice. And when you're thinking about, well, who might the soloists be? It could be anyone. There are several people. So.
But lovely that we've got young people who, as you say in Lorcan's case, who we associate with musical theatre, who are trying out different music and liking it. And that's only going to enrich their repertoire, isn't it?
I think so, and I think it's definitely the case, certainly with the teaching that I do with singing. I think it's great to explore different styles, and everything just complements. I think if you're singing rock, well, it's going to help your rock singing if you sing a bit of a classical style. And singing, if you're a classical singer, good to look into some other styles as well. It all sort of reinforces. So great that Lorcan is willing to give it a go, and he's doing really well.
You're quite a persuasive lady.
Oh.
Now, I don't think, am I right in saying that you have any more singing for yourself to do this week? But I know you are doing something else, aren't you?
I am. Well, I'm doing some accompanying this evening in the Junior Songs and the Musicals class, and I'm accompanying in Thursday night, so these are continuing going with my piano skills, and then the Isle of Man Government Staff Choir are singing on Saturday, so I work with them once a week, so I'm conducting the Isle of Man Government Staff Choir.
Well, that's excellent. But it's the first time, I believe, for them in the Guild, isn't it? Although the choir has been in existence for quite a while.
We have done the Guild before, actually.
Oh, sorry.
No, we
Sorry.
have done before. So we entered, I think, the mixed choral one year, a few years ago, and we came first in that. And then, of course, COVID has happened. We were all ready to go in 2020 in the concert class, and COVID happened. So this is our first time in the choir concert class. Which will be great to do, and the choir are really excited. We're it's a workplace choir, and we just rehearse for 40 minutes once a week, and it's very it's not serious. It's meant to be a well-being choir, so if people can't come because they've got work commitments, that's fine. We don't audition, and we don't take ourselves too seriously. It's definitely the fun element of it.
Which is excellent for a workplace choir and very, very valuable, but lovely to see it translating to the stage here, and they'll just have the fun of that. And just enjoyment is the key to anything, isn't it? Whether it's the Guild or whether it's singing in your workplace, it's all about enjoying it, isn't it?
I think it has to be. I saw someone put a comment on Facebook yesterday about, I don't know why anyone enters the Guild and puts themselves through that pressure, and I hate competition in music. And I can kind of understand that lots of people don't think music should be about competing, but I think when you're here and you see the camaraderie and you experience the atmosphere, you just realise it's about the competition's almost the last thing. Who comes first is almost the last thing that's important, and it is about that sharing and the joy of it. Like you say, if we're not enjoying it, if we're not having a great time, there's no point in doing it.
Dr Mandy Griffin, thank you very much indeed for imparting to us the joy of music, and we wish you success in everything that you're doing. Thanks, Mandy.
Oh no, it's always good to chat to you. Thanks.